You're not entitled to call yourself anything you want. I'm entitled to call myself Chamberlain of Channels TV. That doesn't make me one.
Well, anyway, you talked about your optimism in the next 72 hours, getting that particular nod from INEC.
It's not optimism.
What if, at the end of the day, both parties get the registration, possibly the same day?
The law is very clear in the Electoral Act, 2010 as amended. We have 30 days between the day that you submit your requirements and the day you are registered. If INEC does not reply to you, then you are automatically registered. We're only going to wait for our INEC registration certificate.
How is it going with the APC or the merger as we speak? Because now we're still here, individuals still with the CPC, still with the ACN. As it is now, is it till you get that particular registration from INEC before we'll see the final, should I say, meltdown of these other political parties that are coming together as APC?
All the requirements. First of all, you have to take into cognizance the fact that this is the first time a merger process is taking place in the history of this country. And now what we have done is that we have come together, we have held our own individual midterm conventions, winding down our individual political parties. There have been all the requirements that have been set out by the Electoral Act has been complied with by APC. We have our interim management committee has been set up, 35 members. We have all the constitution, we have the manifesto, all these things have been, and a formal application has been set up. We have an office that was inspected by INEC, and they have scrutinized our own individual officials that we have appointed. So we are good to go. What is left is the formal registration. Once that is done the next few days, then every other individual political party automatically ceases to exist.
And the way and manner this has been going on, some say there seem to be some others, that are not entirely with you people on this particular matter, because we've seen some other political parties. We just want, for clarification purposes, to see if this is actually, a stumbling block leading up to this particular registration of APC. For some other political parties that are divided, we have an arm with you people, another arm of such parties not with you people. So when finally it does happen, how do you identify some of those holding public offices as we speak that are not with you people for now?
What political parties are not with us that we claim are with us? Have we claimed anybody that is not with us?
Are you worried about 2015?
Every right-thinking Nigerian should be.
What is your worry,
yes, I am.
Specifically?
I am very worried about 2015.
You seem to have plenty of confidence in the independence of INEC, at least to register your party and, follow due process at least. Are you also confident that INEC can carry out the task it should in 2015?
My optimism and my confidence is not coming from the fact that I'm confident in the independence or impartiality of INEC. No, I'm confident in the fact that Nigerians are ready, and INEC is aware that we are ready, and the people who are tired of this government and who are tired of all this catastrophe that has been called a government for the last 14 years are truly tired. And that INEC knows that the window of opportunity for it to mess this thing up is closing by the minute, and therefore the confidence comes from the fact that sovereignty truly belongs to the people. We have done everything that the law requires us to do. It is not up to INEC to decide. It's up to Electoral Act to see whether you have complied with the laws or not, and we have complied with it. INEC does not have the right to deny us registration. So that's where my confidence is coming in. As regards conducting elections, I've always had my reservations because I've known I have first-hand experience of what INEC has done in so many places, including my state, in Kano, for example. So, but I do know that Nigerians are truly tired, and when push comes to shove, that we're ready to see a very an election that is going to to churn out the PDP out of government. I'm sure that's going to happen in 2015. So I'm confident, not necessarily in INEC, but in the fact that the people will force INEC to do what is necessarily right.
Would it be a bad idea if your group, the APC, seeks another acronym?
Is it a bad idea if my party changes its name? Is that what you mean?
Yes, if the APC that wants to be registered from INEC now, of which you speak of, if they were to choose another acronym other than APC.
We're not contemplating right now, but if that's what it comes to, I'm sure our leaders will take the necessary action and they will do what is right for us and for the party. But I'm sure the popularity of our party does not come from our name. It comes from the people that are in the party. It doesn't change anything.
Speaking about the people, I mean, do you think, politicians now, time and again, you hear them make some statements and the way they go about their meetings and all of those, you think these guys are so sure of how the results will turn out? And then you ask, are they mindful that people actually have got to vote in these elections, because they sound as though many of what they talk about is done and dusted?
I didn't get that. Please, can you repeat that question?
Many of the assertions and comments we hear politicians make, especially about forthcoming or future elections, sometimes it doesn't appear as if they're factoring the voters into their comments. Do you think they do that?
They don't factor in what? Sorry, I didn't get that.
They don't factor the electorate in. They make comments as though it's done and dusted, irrespective of how the votes turn out.
Well, I think one of the practical things a man will learn as being a politician is the ability to exude confidence so that he gives his supporters confidence. I think that's number one as a politician. I think it's one of the things that happens generally with politicians all across the world, not only in Nigeria, all across the world. But what I think is necessary here is that we in APC, we are very mindful of history, especially about the doggedness and the attitude of the PDP to make sure that they get power at all costs or they retain it for their selfish purposes. And we are mindful of that, so we take electorate, we take a lot of things and statistics and a lot of data into consideration. And come 2015, we are going to play the game a little bit differently this time around.
I mean, I've heard people say that, look, politics in Nigeria, all the political parties, even the forthcoming or the new ones, is played by the same people. And they ask, after all, let me even put it to you, the APC, they're not brand new politicians. These are guys who have been there from time. So why should people think that they're going to come up with anything new, by the way?
Well, that's the whole essence of our forum, actually. The whole essence of our forum is that people should not sit down and become armchair critics, especially the young people who own the future. This is a political party that has come with a new platform. It's calling everybody that, look, come and join this new platform. And if you have ideas, it will be projected, and if you have interest, it will be protected. We are 62.5% of the population, the young people in this country, as the statistics go. And if that is true, then Nigeria is the only country where the basic tenet of democracy, that it is the government of the majority, is defied. Because not only do we not have our way, we don't even get to have our say. But this new political platform in the APC gives the young people this opportunity to come in and then be able to make changes from within, to be part of the process. This is what it gets. Now, what you are saying is that these are all politicians. Of course, if you mean the same people being Nigerians, yes, we're all the same people. But we've seen politicians act differently in different climes. We are going to make the environment of APC so conducive that whoever comes into the party is not going to change the party, but the party will change him. And our participation will make sure of that.
Well, you speak, I mean, you are in touch with youths across the country. What do you think about, how would you assess, I should say, their understanding about the political process, the development, how to participate and get their voice heard?
Well, I think that is coming on very fast, actually. A lot of people used to be there's a sort of an ambivalence towards